Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have a new Timber player pick. We have one that's a CDM, we have one that's a center back. Gonna be honest with you, I don't think there's gonna be necessarily a right or wrong answer here. It's really gonna be dependent on the person, because if you actually take a look and see the difference between the two, it's mostly gonna be about what you need the most in your team. Because with this card right here, it's a CDM center mid cam. So it's a stay back CDM for the most part, even though he's a high work rated card. This is the type of dude that you give a shadow chemistry style to, who's going to have really good pace, really good defensive capabilities while working with physical, passing, dribbling. Like, sure, he might not be able to, shoot the ball that well on a consistent basis because of the low finishing. But I think with him, it's mostly about having a well-rounded midfielder in that position. Then there's the center back card that you could actually turn into a lengthy player, right? So on a lengthy, he's going to have 90 acceleration, 92 for sprint speed. Defensive stats will be increased. You also give him a little bit of physical capabilities. But with this card, you could potentially move him into the CDM position, center mid, left back, whereas for the CDM card, you can't do that. Do I specifically care that much about making him a lengthy when this card's obvious chemistry style is a shadow anyways? Not necessarily, right? Because if you actually take a look at the defensive boost between both of the cards, even this one right here, if I were to give this card a shadow, he's going to have 94 acceleration, 96 sprint speed. Defensive stats will be obviously in a great area, but then on a lengthy, on an anchor, it's not too bad either. So honestly, it's a pretty cool SBC for the most part. I'm not completely against it, to be honest with you, because I feel like there's a lot of ways that you could potentially line up with these two players. You can see that one is preferred over the other, but there's definitely no obvious choice here with these cards. It's really just going to depend on what you need the most. So let's take a look and see the center back choices that you have playing in the Eredivisie, giving you those national links, right? Because we have to give this some thoughts when it comes to this league, right? So Eredivisie. Okay. So they have... Okay, so they have no center backs. You can use these guys technically, but they essentially have no center backs, unless we're talking about that Bazour card. But that's whatever. What about the midfielders? Because I feel like midfielders, they probably have a few. Mostly for like CDM center mid, like that. Let's see here. Okay, so unless you have... Yeah, it goes either way, guys. Honestly, it does go either way. If some of you guys still have the Klassen card because you actually use Eredivisie teams, then cool, that's great. Even the Maxime Hullet card is still there as well. Yeah, that's an interesting one, though. Interesting one. It really, I think it's just going to really depend up to the person, really. Because I feel like center backs, they probably have center backs. What about like Dutch midfielders in general? Let's see. Okay, so Dirk Kuyt's pretty good. Hullet's obviously the more expensive one, but that's up to you guys whether or not you have that. Gravenberch is actually pretty good. The rest are whatever. Gravenberch is definitely a really nice one. De Jong, if he gets some sort of special card in the future. Yeah, it's an interesting one. There's no right or wrong with this. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm probably going to select this one because of the two choices, it is the more popular one. So we'll just go with that one for now for the sake of the review. So what we're going to be doing with this Timber card is we're going to go ahead and give him the Shadow Chemistry style. And honestly, with the way that it looks in-game, it's a card that you just have to have in your midfield setup that's going to be balanced in your team, right? So yeah, we'll go ahead and select the CDM one just because it's the most obvious choice from the two in regards to the like to dislike. That's how I base it when it comes to player pick, unless it was the other card, which was the attacker. That one I had to choose regardless. But yeah, I'm going to put him into a team for the midfield setup and we'll see how he plays. Okay, guys, so we just put a quick little team together here. The rest of the team honestly doesn't really matter that much because we just have to kind of test him out defensively mostly. Like, you're not really going to attack that much with this guy. So we could do like press after possession loss, fast build up. I'm going to put him over on the left side. And yeah, the rest of the team doesn't really matter. Like, it's not really important because... Are we really going to attack that much with him? I mean, maybe with his high attacking work rates, but that finishing is going to be a little bit of a problemo. You know, it's a stay back while attacking CDM, because I think the balance that you're going to want is one person who's medium high and then him who's the high, right? So just gonna go ahead and do the squad builder here. Bang. We're gonna do that. Put all the players on the bench. Look at all my loans. Yeah, so we'll just try it like this. We will try it like this. Why would you put the 0 game loans here, EA? Why you do this? Does that make sense? And I sent to my club because I'm equally as dumb. You know what I'm saying, guys? I'm equally as dumb. That's just how it is out in this world. And Messi needs a contract. Okay, cool beans. All right, let's go try him out.
Well, they survived the attack. This is how it looks for the home side.
Nicely done. AI gets to it. I mean, to be fair, if I do have him on the balance instruction, he does push back. Let's see his track back over here now. Yeah, pretty normal for the most part. Yeah, inside the 18-yard box for the clearance as well. Oh, I was about to say, we're still able to score with him, even though the finishing isn't too crazy. Okay. Cool. Ended up scoring a goal with him. Oh, that was going to get the header there. Get the slide challenge in. Nice. Good job. Do I get the ball? I do. Nice. You do have to work with that dribbling a little bit for sure. But again, as the person that you're going to most likely keep on state. So here's the thing, right? The way that you want to play it is on stay back while attacking, but he plays to that high work rate. That's usually how that works, right? Like I usually do the same thing sometimes if I'm using someone like Ronaldo Sanchez. Oh, he misses that one. But you could see that on the high work rate, he does get pretty involved in the attack.
A bit sloppy in possession. A foul, but advantage played. Messi.
Collect the ball. We're gonna force this run here. Pass it back. Oh, it's not what I meant to do. You have to do something like that. Pass it down, and then activate it. Touch. Yeah. Dribbling you have to work with again a little bit. Oh, get the ball defensively. There you go. Pass the ball back. Dribble. And that's a horrible strike. Yeah, so stay back while attacking. You know what I'm saying, guys? Like, he can score, right? But it's just going to be super inconsistent from certain strikes. Collect that one real quick.
Now it's all about keeping the concentration. So underway again, and a 2-0 advantage here.
Nice. Gets a slide challenge there for us.
And leading the attack today is
Nice. His AI actually gets to that. Oh, nothing there. Unlucky. No. Gotta collect that with a weak foot and keep going. Oh, I should have just gone near post there.
Well, the Foxes are certainly enjoying the lion's share of possession so far, and have used it really well today, particularly in the midfield.
To be fair, his track back was actually good there. I even overcommitted like a center back, and he still did okay.
Big chance.
Oh, he looks threatening. Has a go.
Oh, my own player just blocked me.
There's certain it should have been a penalty.
And he takes
Ooh, almost. Little trigger. There we go.
Lionel Messi. Well, the supporters think it's on.
Oh, nothing.
Oh, a vital piece of last-ditch defending.
Well done. Just holds a position.
Good effort here.
White timed. No.
Lionel Messi. to get in behind them. Real chance.
Ooh, we got the chip too. Let's go.
Full play.
Well, I'm not surprised by those
That's
stats.
probably offside.
Being able to control possession.
Yeah.
Have had it, they've
Good challenge though.
This could level it. Oh, but
Oh man, on a green too, I still hit it in the middle, eh? Okay guys, so final verdict on the new Timber card. So a couple things that I want to mention, right? So I do feel like this was a missed opportunity with the Timber brothers, because they should have just made one that was a CDM and one that was a center back, because as of right now, the Eredivisie doesn't have a whole lot of options to work with on those positions, especially if you missed out on certain SBCs. So for a card like this, being a concept player, I don't mind when EA makes them like 50, 60K for cards that are going to be usable for that league, right? Because it was like I was mentioning earlier, if I go into the center mid CDM position and I go into the Eredivisie, right? I have to search the Eredivisie on this one. And I go into the Eredivisie for this, right? So you have a couple of options here. You have the Kudas card, who, what is this, like more of an attacker, if anything? Marksman, chemistry style, what does that do for him? I don't know how many people are going to use this. I mean, he's an attacking oriented center mid if I'm playing a 4-3-2-1, probably. There's Maxime Hullet, Dirk Kuyt, Klaassen, if you have those cards. I'm going to be honest with you guys, I never really see people using Eredivisie teams, right? So it really just depends on whether or not you actually go with that type of squad, because there are some people that still do, of course. But yeah, from the midfield setup, there's a few. There's not like, it's not like it's terrible, like Dirk Kuyt, but Dirk Kuyt's an older card. If it was like the gold one, it would be nice, but I think the gold one's the Premier League one, right? Klaassen wasn't actually that bad. If you kept a hold of that card, that's okay, especially after the upgrade. He's actually usable in the meta of the game. Maxime Hullet was okay too. Wasn't too bad either. So if you still have that, that's okay. But there's really nobody else, I don't think. Defensive stats, 81, 71, 72. Yeah. So that's good for that. But then there's also the center back version, who gives you both options. But what's interesting with this one is that if I search for center backs, this league doesn't really have any center backs. Like, because Dutch center backs, you can obviously go, like, if you still have, like, Nathan Ake and stuff, like, Dutch-wise, like, Nathan Ake is a beast still. But yeah, you'd have to have, like, this Bazour card who's medium, so medium means a little bit weird of a work rate for a mainly defensive player. Yeah, this card is a little bit of a missed opportunity, I would say, for the most part. You would have to unlock these guys to make them, like, usable, but this card actually... Yeah. To be fair, if you are making an Eredivisie team, I wouldn't be against people actually going for the center back version of his card. I'm going to tell you guys why, because you don't... It's nice to be able to switch between the two, because both are going to perform in similar ways. Because here's the thing, like, yes, the other Timber card has 4-star skills, but 4-star skills is something that you can utilize more if you actually have, like, really decent attacking capabilities. When you don't, having the 4-star weak foot is enough for the most part, because it's just passing plays for the most part. So if you're on a new gen version of the game, I wouldn't put it past people to give him an anchor and just use him on a lengthy chemistry style or a lengthy accelerate, so that they can make him a little bit faster and make him a usable center back for the Eredivisie. But then, you know, if you were to give him a shadow, it would also not be a horrible choice, because you give him really good defensive boosts that you don't get with the anchor chemistry style, right? So with both cards, there's no right or wrong. It is a concept SBC, right? So concept SBC in the sense of, hey, I'm making an Eredivisie team, or I have one and I need some Eredivisie players. You should do the SBC for that reason, right? For 50, 60K, it's still going to be a usable card in your team. Nothing crazy special, obviously, but yeah, if he's 4-star in the midfield setup, that's nice to work with. Lacks in finishing, but you would have to work like high percentage strikes as much as possible to really score them. But your main focus with him would be obviously defending for the most part, which you would have to work with that high work rate as much as possible. Because if you're in a 2 midfield setup and both of them are on stay back while attacking, you would just have to have a proper medium high next to him for a good balance, right? Because, you know, he's a taller player, you know, like a tallish player, right? The 5'10" and stuff is like decent. So you can actually defend with that. But yeah, it's a concept SBC for the most part. Like I said, 60K for the card is meant for people who are building some sort of like Eredivisie squad. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video today. I'll catch you guys for next one. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.